So you're thinking about moving to Denver, Colorado, and maybe you're doing so because you love to ski. Well, this is the video for you because I love to ski as well, and I'm going to share some local tips and tricks as well as go over all the different ski resorts and all the different considerations on regards to where you might want to live here in Colorado and how that would affect where you choose to ski. We're going to get into it right now. I'm Reed Puser. My business partner Robin Gerlach and I talk to people like yourself who are considering relocating to Colorado all the time, and we love talking to you. That's a big part of our job, of course. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about some ski resorts here in Colorado, and if this is your first time to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click that bell to make sure that you get the most recent updates about everything to do with skiing here in Colorado. Also, make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video because I'm going to share something with you that's super valuable if you don't want to be stuck on the roads in ski traffic this winter. We get calls and emails from people like you every day, and we love it. We want to be your local guide here to Colorado. We want to share all this local information that we've developed over the years of living here and growing up here. And if you want the insider's view to this, make sure you hit that bell and you subscribe so that you can be the first to know all the updates about skiing in Colorado. Starting out today, how about I show you guys where some of these ski resorts are located? I'm going to do so with this really cool poster here. And don't tell, but this is a present for my sister and my brother-in-law for Christmas. It's gonna be pretty sweet. So anyway, you can see right here, nice little artistic drawing of all the different Colorado ski resorts. Down here, we are in Denver, which is right here. There's Golden. As you can see, Summit County hosts a lot of our ski resorts right here. So we can see a bunch of them located in Summit County, Loveland, A Basin, Keystone, Breckenridge, as well as Copper Mountain. Those are all a bunch of amazing ski resorts that I can't wait to tell you about. And then you can see that there is Winter Park up here in the Grand Valley. And then going up further in the Grand Valley, there's Granby Ranch. Also, you'll notice Eldora right here, which is actually one of the few ski resorts that we have, which is on the eastern side of the Continental Divide. This is actually really easy to access from Denver and Boulder, just about an hour to an hour and a half drive, depending on where you're at. And then as you go further up I-70, which runs from Denver and Golden up through Summit County, and then eventually over into the Vail and Beaver Creek area. So this is Vail and Beaver Creek further up on I-70, just a little bit of a further drive, but you lose some of the crowds there too, which is amazing. And then we get into a little bit more of our western slope ski resorts. So we can see the Aspen, Buttermilk, Snowmass, Aspen Highlands out here in the Roaring Fork Valley. You can also see Sunlight in the Roaring Fork Valley. Not many people know about Sunlight. It's just right outside of Glenwood Springs, Colorado. And then of course Powderhorn out on the Grand Mesa near Grand Junction. And then as you go down into the, the Arkansas River Valley, there's Monarch. And this is where I grew up in Salida right here. So I got to grow up just about 30 minutes door to door to Monarch Ski Resort. Beyond there, we get down into like Gunnison and Crested Butte. Crested Butte is another amazing ski resort we'll talk about more. And then we get down into what's called the San Juan Mountains, which is quite a ways from the Denver metro area. And we get into resorts like Silverton and Purgatory and Wolf Creek. So quick little synopsis, can't wait to get into the map. Let's check it out. I was excited to do this video because I am a ski aficionado. I grew up skiing at Monarch Ski Resort when I was just really like 4 years old. I was fortunate enough to go to a school where we only went to school 4 days out of the week. And during the winter time, we got to, during elementary school, get a bus ride up to Monarch on Friday, and we all got to ski together. So it was a wonderful way to grow up. Today, I'm going to show you all the ski resorts that are located within a decent distance from Denver and really all of Colorado, and kind of show you some of the details about them. And hopefully this is good information for you so that you can decide where you want to move to in Colorado and where you want to ski. So here we go. First things first, let's look at the state in entirety. So I'm going to just kind of trace roughly the outline of the state here so you can see it, because otherwise that dashed line is not so easy to see. And I want to point out to you some general districts of ski resorts that we have. So the first district is the most well-known district probably, and that's going to be called Summit County. So here we are, Denver metro area, right? This is I-70 going up into the mountains. Quite a feat of engineering that they built this like this into what's called Summit County right here, which includes Breckenridge. So the resorts in Summit County are Loveland, which is on this side of the Continental Divide, and therefore this side of the Eisenhower Tunnel, which makes a big difference because if you're commuting up to go skiing, oftentimes you'll notice that traffic gets stopped at the tunnel for quite some time. They have to essentially stop traffic and allow hazmat trucks to go through the tunnel so that, you know, there was never any situation in which there was the general public stuck in the tunnel with a hazmat truck that was broken down or something to the like. So Loveland is the first one. Another one is Arapahoe Basin, which I'll talk to you about a little bit about more here shortly. And then you have Keystone and Breckenridge and Copper Mountain. So that kind of comprises the 5 resorts in Summit County, which is in this area right here. Then if you keep going on I-70, cruising west, you're going to eventually end up at a junction with Highway 82, which heads south into the Roaring Fork Valley and down to Aspen. There's a couple resorts to talk about here. The first one is Sunlight Resort. It's a smaller mountain. It's located right outside of Glenwood Springs. And then you get into the Aspen resorts, right? So you have Aspen Highlands, you have Ajax or Aspen Mountain, you have Buttermilk, which is a great place for people to learn, as well as where they have the X Games most years. And then you also have Snowmass, which is a huge mountain and it has terrain for everybody. So we'll get more into that later, but that's your Roaring Fork Valley Aspen Mountains. I'm gonna go down south and head through, basically this is Highway 285 right here. It runs through South Park, yep, just like the show, and heads all the way down to eventually a valley called the Arkansas River Valley, which is right down here. This is where I grew up in Salida, Colorado. Buena Vista, Colorado's there as well. And there is a nice mountain called Monarch Ski Resort right here. Hometown, local mountain, fairly affordable lift tickets. You can miss the crowds a lot of the time. And I can always find fresh powder at Monarch. And then let's look a little bit more at some other resorts that are close by. So if you were down here in Salida and you wanted to head west on Highway 50 past Monarch, you'd end up in Gunnison eventually. And then you'd go up north to Crested Butte. It's a gem and a little hidden away place that has become really popular over the last couple of years especially. And they've got some really extreme terrain, some steeps, some really cool stuff there. And then as you get further south, you can keep going down. This is Highway 285 that goes down into the San Luis Valley down here. And eventually it gets over into what's called the San Juan Mountains, which kind of comprise all this green area right here, delineates the public land. And you'll notice that Wolf Creek ski area is right there on the top of Wolf Creek Pass. They get a ton of snow in the San Juans, a lot of natural snow. Oftentimes they'll be getting a lot more snow than other mountains here in Colorado. And it is harder to get there, but of course you miss a lot of the crowds. So in addition to Wolf Creek, you can continue to head west all the way to Durango. And then there's Purgatory Ski Resort. And then if you go up here a little bit further, this is Silverton, pretty famous. And then also Telluride. So those kind of comprise what I would consider the San Juan ski resorts. Keep in mind, there's also another ski resort out here called Powderhorn, and that's at the Grand Mesa near Grand Junction. What resorts am I missing? Oh, I know, of course. Another couple popular options if you're coming from the Denver area is to come up I-70 right here and then turn off to go over the pass down into the Grand Valley right here. And we've got Winter Park right here, as well as we've got Ski Granby Ranch, which is another one up here. And if you want to go further up and keep going through Grand County, cross over to get up here to Steamboat Springs, another great resort town, awesome place to go. Big mountain, lots of lifts, lots of terrain. And last one, I forgot, of course, right here in the middle between Summit County and getting over towards the Roaring Fork Valley in Aspen is Vail. So Vail and Beaver Creek, we can't forget those. That's about your tour of the ski resorts in the state of Colorado. So for those of you that want the quickest and closest option to ski close to Denver, Golden, Boulder, that kind of thing, one of my favorite options for that is actually Eldora, which is right up here, tucked up against the base of the Indian Peaks Wilderness. It's beautiful, a lot of ways to get there. If you're down here in Denver, you can easily, cruise out I-70 and then hit Highway 93 to cruise up to Coal Creek Canyon all the way up to Eldora. Another option would be if you live up in Boulder, you can go up Boulder Canyon all the way to Nederland and to Eldora right there. Some things to note about Eldora is that they don't have a ton of parking. So on days, the weekends, as well as on big powder days and holidays, sometimes they require you to park further down and take a shuttle up to the resort. But for a quick couple turns, you can easily, take some meetings in the morning down in Boulder or Denver and drive up. Takes about an hour plus a little bit, and take 5-6 runs and then cruise back down and be home for dinner. Another great option for those of you who want to live and work in Denver and you want to go up and be able to take day trips to ski is cruising up I-70. And so I'll show you kind of some of the options here. What we would be doing is coming from the Denver area and headed up I-70, through Idaho Springs up here and Georgetown, Silver Plume. If you wanted to take off and get off I-70 and go over to the Grand Valley, you'd come over here on Berthoud Pass, cruise on down, and then you're right here is Winter Park, which is a great option. Give or take, it's going to take you, anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half from the Denver, west side of Denver right here, all the way up to Winter Park. The other option to get some quick skiing in on a day trip would be to come in from Denver, come up I-70 right here, and you end up right here at I-70 with the Eisenhower Tunnel right here, which I had mentioned previously. And what's really nice is you can do a couple things. You could ski right here at Loveland, which is basically right here before the tunnel, and you don't have to go through the tunnel. Or you could, as I clear my drawings here, take US 6, which is the old Loveland Pass before they built the tunnel, and cruise up here to Arapahoe Basin, which is one of my favorites. Or you keep going down Highway 6 and you end up at Keystone. Now we're centered up on Summit County, and I want to show you all the different ski resorts that are available here. Another great option for a quick day trip from the metro area, from Denver metro area to ski, would be up here at Loveland Ski Resort, right here before you hit the Eisenhower Tunnel up I-70. They've got about 2,400 vertical feet from the summit to the base, about 94 runs and 10 lifts. Or if you want to cruise up a little bit further, you're going to go to Arapahoe Basin right here, right? If Arapahoe Basin is a little bit too advanced for you because it certainly has a lot of steep terrain, you might want to cruise a little further down Highway 6 to Keystone. Keystone has tons of parking, tons of lodging there, and really a mountain that's easy to get around, and it has terrain for everybody from first-time beginners all the way till experts. Some other resorts here in Summit County specifically would be Breckenridge, and everybody knows Breckenridge. It's huge. It's like your typical prototypical ski resort. The mountain is very close to a lot of the lodging, and it's a great place if you want to be really centralized for a long period of time and have easy access to food, drink, entertainment outside of just the skiing for a larger group. Breckenridge actually, let's see here, it has a vertical drop of about 3,400 feet and 187 runs and 34 lifts. So it's a big mountain. It gets real spread out. And even if there's a lot of people, it can tend to spread out and not be too busy at any one lift. Copper Mountain is the next one here. And as you can see, to get to Copper Mountain, you got to keep going on I-70 all the way through Summit County to the very far western reaches of it. And then, of course, this is the start to Vail Pass to go up towards Vail. Copper Mountain is one of my favorites. Let's see the statistics on Copper Mountain here. So total vertical drop, about 2,600 feet, 140 runs, 24 lifts, lots of lodges on mountain, places to warm up, and some of the best skiing in Colorado. So that's the 5 resorts in Summit County, Colorado. We're gonna go ahead and switch things up and head over to the Roaring Fork Valley in Aspen. Here we are, world famous Aspen. The way that you get here is taking especially in the wintertime, I-70 all the way west through Vail and all the way over to Glenwood Springs eventually, where you get, by the way, this drive here is called Glenwood Springs Canyon. It's amazing. It's a really beautiful canyon, beautiful drive. The Colorado River runs right along here. So don't miss that when you're driving through. But anyway, if you're here in Glenwood Springs, as I mentioned before, there's a nice local resort called Sunlight right up here. Or if you want to go down to the big resorts and the fancy places, you're going to cruise down south on Highway 82 through Carbondale, through Basalt, all the way to Snowmass. Snowmass will be your first resort going down that valley. And this is one that a lot of people just stay at because it has so much diverse terrain. Some statistics on Snowmass for you. Let's look here. Total vertical drop is about 4,400 feet. There's 300 runs and there's 43 lifts. So there's plenty to do in Snowmass, and it is a little bit outside the actual city of Aspen. So there'd be Snowmass Village right here is where you'd be skiing. So that's a good place to go as well. Then of course you can go to Aspen itself. What's cool about Aspen is very much so like Vail, you're right at the base of the mountain, so you can stay at lodging right there, walk to the lift, walk back to take a lunch break, and just really have a lot of flexibility and ease on your trip to ski. And then I'm going to clear this search out real quick here, or this drawing, and I want to show you where Aspen Highlands is located. So as you can see right here, Snowmass Village is right there. We're gonna have to zoom further. There we go. So cool. So as you can see, this is Aspen or Ajax Mountain, the original. And then this is Aspen Highlands, which is a really, really cool resort. If you like to do bowl skiing, the Highland Bowl is really notable throughout the world as far as one of the best bowl skiing places to go to. And there's a lot of advanced terrain up here, but also much fewer crowds than comparison to Aspen Mountain itself. No Colorado ski tour would be complete without talking about Vail and Beaver Creek. As you can see right here, Vail and Beaver Creek is kind of sandwiched between Summit County and getting out towards like Aspen and the Roaring Fork Valley. It's a great place if you want to try to escape some crowds. Vail has a lot of terrain. In fact, it's got about 195 plus runs and 31 lifts. So there's a lot of mountain to spread out on and find whatever skiing suits you best or makes you happiest inside. But as you can see, this is Vail Ski Resort right here. And the famous back bowls of Vail are back here as well. Also, if you wanted to save a little bit of money, still stay close to the resort, but maybe you want to go to Beaver Creek. Overall, you can get lodging and accommodations a little bit cheaper here. Mountain is a little bit smaller. Beaver Creek is a really great place if you want to, be somewhere that's give or take hour and a half to 2 hours from the Denver metro area, but you get away from a lot of the crowds in Summit County. Beaver Creek might be right for you. Some of you all might be asking, well, where are the ski resorts in northern Colorado? Hold tight, here they are. So northern Colorado, if we went through Denver, I-70 up here, and we ended up turning off at Highway 40 to go over the pass here into Winter Park, you could easily ski at Winter Park right here, which is also part of Mary Jane. Mary Jane and Winter Park are one in the same resort, just kind of like a little bit of a different kind of ski experience in Winter Park itself compared to Mary Jane. And you could cruise north on Highway 40 all the way to here where it intersects, and you go over to the west through Sulphur Springs to Kremling. Then you go up on 40 all the way to Steamboat Springs. This is known as Ski Town, USA. Steamboat Springs is unique because it's a true community and not just the ski town. You can look at places like Vail and Beaver Creek, those kinds of places as, it's just mostly a ski resort town. And, other than the recreation, there's not a whole lot to do there. Steamboat is totally different. It is, let's see if I can draw a cowboy hat here, like this, maybe like that. I don't know, didn't look too good. Either way, it is Old West up here in Steamboat. There's like a very vibrant community, people that live and work there and have done for years, lots of ranchers, and you're certainly up there and isolated from a lot of the other cities. So it's certainly a destination resort, and it's got a ton of great skiing, a ton of other things to do, of course, but this is a ski video specifically. So I'll leave that for another time, but Steamboat Springs, another place to check out. Lastly, let's talk about some of those resorts down in the San Juans like we talked about previously. So Real quick to get you oriented, here's the Denver area, and one of the best ways to get through here is taking Highway 285 through South Park, down all the way to the San Luis Valley, and then you're going to cut over and head towards the San Juans like we discussed before. Wolf Creek Pass, this is Wolf Creek ski area, a great place to go. Be sure to check out the Knife Edge. It's a great place to get some steep terrain in Wolf Creek because the rest of the mountain isn't necessarily like really steep, but they get some of the best powder in all of Colorado. Ask anybody about it, and the best powder is down at Wolf Creek. If you were to take the highway and continue through Pagosa Springs, be sure to stop and check out the hot springs there, and then all the way to Durango. Purgatory Resort is outside of Durango, another small local mountain, great to check out. You could head north from there, hit Silverton for some of the best guided backcountry access in the whole world, and then cruise up to Telluride, famous Telluride, very secluded and cool mountain community with some excellent skiing, excellent steeps, and just a great time there. Last one to talk about is over here at in Powderhorn, actually, outside of Grand Junction in the Grand Mesa. That's another one that we maybe should have covered when we were talking about sunlight, but kind of similar to sunlight outside of Glenwood Springs. Now we're headed to my old stomping grounds where I grew up, Chaffee County, Colorado. So Chaffee County is basically right here, Buena Vista, Nathro through Salida. It's a beautiful Arkansas River Valley here. Huge mountain peaks on each side of the valley, and Monarch Pass is right here, and Monarch Ski Area is located right here as well. Wonderful little local ski area. No high-speed lifts, so be aware of that, but escape the crowds, cheaper lift tickets, and a great place for families as well. And if you want to get a little more extreme, just keep heading west on Highway 50 all the way to Gunnison, head north up to Crested Butte. This is a ski resort where you may have seen the iconic image of Mount Crested Butte on a postcard or online somewhere. It's pretty impressive. It's very steep, and it's just a massive mountain kind of like in the middle of the valley, separated from the other ranges. So definitely an impressive place to come and check out. Some of you may be asking, well, thanks for giving us the tour, Reed. We got some good information. We know where these are located, but how do we get access to them? Should we get a pass, or should we do day tickets, or a 4-pack, or what? Well, that's really going to be depending on your preferences, but I'll give you a quick and brief overview of some of the major passes that are available here in Colorado. One would be the Epic Pass. That Epic Pass gets you into basically Breckenridge, Keystone, Vail, Beaver Creek, and that's mostly kind of going to be covered in your Summit County resorts. That's called the Epic Pass. You can get a local version of that, which essentially just restricts you to no holidays, which is great. No big deal about that at all. Who wants to ski during the holidays anyway? Maybe that's just me, but it could be you as well. Another one would be the Icon Pass, and that's for resorts that are owned by Alterra, and that would be Winter Park as well as Mary Jane, Steamboat Springs. I think those are the two main ones that are on that Icon Pass right now. There's a lot of other resorts that are on these passes that you can look up on their website and check out that are outside of the state of Colorado, and some even outside of the country. Of course, all these resorts do their own individual passes as well. Like you can get a pass just for Copper Mountain rather than getting an Icon Pass to access Copper Mountain, Winter Park, and Steamboat Springs. There's also a really cool discount card. It's called a Colorado Gems card, and that gives you discounted access to a number of the locally owned mountains like Monarch and Arapahoe Basin and that kind of thing. What it does is it gives you a 30% discount off the regular price of the ticket, or it gives you a 2-for-1 BOGO deal so that you can bring a buddy up there. I hope you enjoyed your tour of Colorado ski resorts with me today. Although today is a pretty warm, about 45-degree November day, it's just in about a week we're gonna have that snow hit, and before you know it, we're gonna be shredding powder in no time. So if you found value in this video and you would like to know more, please subscribe and tap that bell for notifications. And as I mentioned before, my business partner Robin and I, we get calls or emails from people like you just every day looking to relocate here to the great state of Colorado and the Denver metro area. And we would love to be your local resource for any questions and any planning that you're doing to relocate here. So be sure to shoot us a message, give us a call, or do whatever it is that's easiest for you to reach out. And we look forward to talking to you soon and helping you make a smooth move to the Denver metro area.